73% of Gen Z said they'll resign from their job if they're not given regular feedback from their manager.
I'm a Gen Z who's resigned from jobs before, and I want to talk about this today because I feel like there's also a lot of people who aren't Gen Z who would agree with the sentiment that getting productive feedback is a really important part of accomplishing your work. And I feel like in general, this is a really productive topic for us to speak about because this could be helpful for everybody. Feedback is actually so important to me that I bring it up in almost every single job interview I have. Because almost every interview is going to ask you the question, what is your work style? And how do you like to approach your work and your work environment? Those sorts of questions. And one thing I always say is that receiving productive feedback, especially if it's not positive, is really important to me. And I try not to tie too many emotions to my work because at the end of the day, it's not personal and I just want to be able to do the best job I can so that everybody is happy. Because if I feel like I haven't delivered a good job, then I'm not happy because Gen Z does genuinely care about their work, as long as their work cares about them. Now, I work in digital marketing and graphic design, and there were a laundry list of reasons I left my last job, of course. But a big issue I was having with my role was that my manager and my manager's manager weren't able to ever really give very productive feedback. We would always be submitting projects and works, and we'd just get, I don't like it, redo it, do it again. Or the worst case scenario, they'd just be like, meh, I don't know, and they wouldn't approve something. Because if I hand you a graphic and you don't tell me roughly what it is you don't like about it, there is about 1 million different elements in which I could attempt to change. So I don't really know where to start with that, and I don't know how to make you better ones going forward in the future. So then it becomes a domino effect where I'm not sure what your preferences overall are, and I'm just going to keep giving you things that you're not loving. And it grew so frustrating that I would go to the bathroom to cry at the office because I just didn't know what to do. And it got to a point where it was so bad that HR had to set up a meeting between me and my manager's boss to talk about everything. And I was like, I just need more productive feedback because I feel like I'm spinning in circles all day here. And they just looked at me and said, well, this is just the way the world works. This is how it was when we were your age. And that's the moment in my head I decided that I was going to quit, so I just stopped reacting in that meeting. But my follow-up question in my head was, and you don't want the world to be any better? Like, you don't want people to not have to suffer the way that you're claiming you also suffered when you were my age? That is a horrible management style and a story for another day. And luckily now I found a job with a boss who gives me amazing feedback. If she's watching, I appreciate it deeply. You're doing an amazing job. But yeah, feedback doesn't always have to be positive. And if anything, I feel like positive feedback is nice to receive, yes, but not very helpful.